everybody, welcome to the newest episode of The Bearded Gamer Show. Now, of course, as always, I'm your host, the Bearded Gamer himself, Chris Arnone. All right, going to start this off by telling you first, reminding you, I have a giveaway going right now for the Razer Taipan Ambidextrous Esports Pro Gaming Mouse. It's an $80 value. I reviewed it on a video. I'm going to show you the link. Oh, there it is right there, okay. Click that, you can watch that video. Subscribe to my channel and comment on that video. Once I hit 1,000 subscribers, it's really not that hard, I'm gonna ship that to somebody, an $80 mouse. It's pretty freaking cool. So go check that out, subscribe, comment over there, you could win a mouse. Now let's get into good news, bad news. So first up, some really good news. Now we knew this was coming, it comes every year. The Steam Summer Sale has begun! Oh yes. My wallet is going to be very angry with me very soon over this. But, you know, as every year, they give some deep discounts on just loads of games and packages of games. Right now, today, now this is going to change every day, so it'll be different by the time you see this. But right now, they've got Modern Warfare 3, Portal 2, Terraria, and Might and Magic Hero 6 all on sale. Now, they also got this cool thing this year where every 8 hours, they're going to have this poll of 3 different games. And with a different discount, and you vote. So the whole community gets to vote on which deal is going to come up next, and then that one goes on sale. So I mean, that's just really cool. So you know, you get to have a little influence over what are you really looking for. And of course, there's also a lot of huge publisher packs. I know there's like a Star Wars pack. There's all kinds of stuff there. So this is going until July 23rd. There's going to be tons and tons of awesome deals every single day. So if there's a game you've been waiting for a good sale, now is probably going to be the time. So, you know, check it out and go buy what you've been waiting to buy. Some more good news. Now, Injustice Gods Among Us. I'm looking forward to this game. It's a DC fighter. They're trying to give it a story, which is kind of weird, but I still think it looks cool, and it's being done by the same team, you know, NetherRealms, who did the recent Mortal Kombat, which was awesome. Now, of course, it's Comic-Con time, so they've announced a couple new characters, as they should. It's Comic-Con, it's DC Comics, you get it. First off, they've announced Cyborg. Now, he's one of the classic Teen Titans. In the New 52, he's actually one of the founding members of the Justice League. And the other character, a personal favorite of mine, is Nightwing. Now, Nightwing is the original Robin, Dick Grayson, who, of course, eventually, you know, grew up and became his own superhero. Uses a Scream Sticks. He's just awesome. One of my favorites. Very excited, looking forward to seeing that one in the game. I'm excited about this game. Not so much about the story, but just, you know, DC Comics fighting game, big, epic, crazy set piece stuff. That looks pretty cool. Some bad news. Now, a lot of people have been wondering, okay, we got this Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition, and it was awesome. It was like the first thing that 343 Industries put out by themselves. So, of course, what would be next, right? A Halo 2 Anniversary Edition? Well, recently 343 Industries came out and squashed that rumor. They're fully dedicated to Halo 4 right now. They are in no way working on Halo 2 Anniversary Edition. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that's like not a possibility. I'm sure it's still a possibility, but I just think it makes more sense for them to focus on Halo 4 right now before the holiday season and that game actually drops, and then maybe worry about Halo 2 Anniversary Edition when that time comes later down the road. But at least for right now, if you're really hoping and looking forward to a Halo 2 Anniversary, you're a long ways off, if ever, for that one. Finish up with one more piece of good news, especially for you Ultima fans. BioWare has announced it's going to put out a free-to-play Ultima game that's called Ultima Forever Quest for the Avatar. Now, Dr. Ray Mazuka, one of the founding guys and head guys behind BioWare, and I'm going to quote, this is exactly what he said. He said, "There's a fundamental shift underway in how gamers play and pay for games, and Electronic Arts is a leader in providing new business models and new ways to consume content." Now, this is how I read this. Star Wars The Old Republic's subscriptions are bombing on a daily basis, and therefore they're going to have to shift over to a free-to-play model to try and make money on the game. That's what I think. But still, nevertheless, there's a new Ultima coming, and it's from BioWare. That's just such a crazy sort of mix right there that I'm definitely looking forward to exactly what that's going to be like and how that's going to play out. So I'm excited for it. And if you're an Ultima fan, you should very much be excited for that one. That does it for the news. Let's get right into a controller confessional. Now, I'm not one to normally report on rumors per se. And this one is still very much in the rumor category. Now, I talked before about how Vivendi is looking to possibly unload Activision-Blizzard. And it's not that Activision-Blizzard is doing bad, it's quite the opposite. But it's just, they need a cash influx, and that is certainly one way to do it. They evaluate Activision-Blizzard at around $10 billion. It's just massive, massive property. But the rumor going around, at least one of the companies that Vivendi is looking at to possibly be a buyer for Activision-Blizzard is Microsoft. Okay? That's very strange. Now, I want to discuss this. While it's totally rumor, might never happen, I want to discuss for a moment the ramifications of what this could be like. Now, the first and most obvious thing that we see is Xbox exclusivity. And you're talking about some major franchises that they would have no reason to ever put on the PS3, their major competitor, or for that matter, the Wii U, which is now supposed to be doing these big, high-level, third-party games. We're talking big franchises like, of course, Call of Duty, biggest game property on the planet. Skylanders, which has sort of exploded out of nowhere, not just hitting the kid market, but it's really hit the entire gulf there of gamers. There are adult gamers who are appreciating it too. Now, there might be some problems there trying to make that exclusive because you also have the toy manufacturer involved there, and there might be some contracts keeping that from happening. You also have stuff like Tony Hawk, which I know has been kind of a dead property for a while, but they are trying to bring back a new Tony Hawk HD and maybe revitalize that genre a little bit. You've also got Prototype, which has had, some sort of middling success. It kind of made a big splash, and number 2 didn't do quite so well. They also have some really large licensed properties, such as James Bond, Transformers, and of course Marvel Comics, which has been a mixed bag, but generally they're making a lot of money off these kind of massive, massive third-party properties. So that's the Activision side of that. That could all go exclusive. You could also be talking about games for Windows Live being applied to all of these games across the board when they're on PC. But speaking of PC, of course, the other big part of that Activision equation is the Blizzard equation. Now, if they're smart, they'll do what Activision has done ever since they bought Blizzard, which is just leave it the hell alone, okay? It makes you tons and tons and tons of money. Just let them do their thing and you spend their money. I think hopefully they would be smart enough to do that. But what if they started applying games for Windows Live to these Blizzard products? I think it would be a little odd. Honestly, it wouldn't make much sense, but it could be a possibility. I think it would be much more likely that Microsoft would take some of the innovations in gaming that Blizzard has done and apply them to some of their other products instead. That seems the more likely thing. But what if you also came into some sort of Xbox Live interactivity with your Blizzard games? For instance, maybe you were able to access the auction house and the real money auction house for Diablo on your Xbox. Things of that nature. It really makes you think of what sort of crossover could be done. But overall, I think it would be devastating for the gaming landscape because competition breeds innovation, okay? If we only have one just absolutely dominant console, what's their motivation to keep making it better, keep making it bigger and better and more awesome all the time without that push from its competitors? And so that's why, I never want one of them to pull out too far ahead of the other, whether it's Nintendo or Sony or Microsoft. I think that's a good, sort of situation for them to exist in and all just keep pushing each other forward and forcing each other to innovate. Do you think we would have things like motion controls, Kinect, or any of these things if it weren't for that competition, if it weren't for that need to out-innovate your competition? I just don't think it would be there. So, there's definitely a concern I have if this were to ever possibly come to fruition. All right, I'm off my soapbox, done with this controller confessional. Going to finish up with just a little bit of Nerd TV. Now in this Nerd TV, I'm going to try a little something different. Okay, there's a new Borderlands 2 trailer that came out. Man, I should have worn my Borderlands 2 t-shirt, but I'm a huge fan of the series, looking forward to this new game, and this new trailer shows off all kinds of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play that trailer for you, but it's going to have my own commentary on it from someone who has played and played and played the crap out of Borderlands. I've spent multiple times watching this trailer, picking it apart, and I'm going to give you my analysis along with the new trailer itself. So check it out, and we'll see you guys next time.
Alright, here's the new trailer, Wimoweh for Borderlands 2, named after the song used in it. We see nice, lush, serene landscape, a little prettier than Pandora of old. Oh, and there's a rack. Looking a little different from previous racks. But then there's one we're more familiar with. See the moon up there. And then, yeah, Zero kills it. Those are new characters. Some of the new enemy types, new and old enemy types, both together. We're going to see in Borderlands 2. Here's the team again. We see Salvador, the Gunzerker, getting his dual wield going. That's Maya doing her phase lock right there. Axton getting out his turrets that honestly are making Roland's turrets from the first game look kind of lame. This is Zero doing his decoy maneuver, which lands a critical hit afterwards, which is pretty sweet. Some shots from the whole team there. Ah, the old vehicles are back. I always enjoy those in the first game. Good times. Some of the mechanical enemies are showing off now. Going to be a lot more mechanical enemies. Still the bio enemies, but a lot more mechanical enemies too. These look like Japanese Zeros, like suicide bombers. That thing has a Master Chief helmet. It's kind of weird. Lots of fun. Lilith coming back, of course, this time with wings, strangely enough. Looks like maybe a new boss with psychos on its shield. Some crazy redneck homicidal broad. Some more gameplay. Phase lock again with Maya, Salvador. Different vehicles. Psycho about to have a really bad day. I don't know who this chick is, but she looks nuts. And old Claptrap is back once again, too. September 18th. Cannot wait. Plan to do some live streaming with Eldorian on this one. Guy from Blizz Planet. Okay, so we got a Vault Hunter's Relic, which increases your gear hunting fortune. Golden Key unlocks mysterious rare items in the Sanctuary loot chest, it says. Gearbox gun pack, unique golden guns to help start the journey. And then we knew about the Necromancer character, but this is strange. It says receive the free download of the all-new Necromancer character class as soon as she's available. So that's kind of telling us that I think they're planning on having the Necromancer character class be DLC. So you might have to pay for her if you're not in this, what they call the Borderlands 2 Premier Club, which is if you pre-order the game. Now, there might be a way to buy in otherwise. Not sure at this point. But good times, great trailer. Cannot wait for this game, September 18th.